All right, let's get this thing started. How is everyone doing out there? Do we have sound? Can you guys hear me? Let me just wait a tiny bit to see if I can hear myself right here. Where is everyone from tonight? Wow, the lag is pretty big. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the sound works. Yeah, welcome to another episode of the drama called My Life. Happy to have a new year. Hopefully it won't be as crappy as last year. Although, come on, I had a good year and I had a crappy year at the same time. Let's see, where's everyone from? Happy New Year all. David Jones is in the house. Just started building a small portable power wall, says Landon Ferguson. This message was held for review. BMS are for bitches, he said. Okay, let's show that one. That was not that bad. Come on. Donnie Seeger. He's one of our members. Wait, our members? He's whatever. He's one of those guys that gives me a little bit of money by pressing the join button here. Welcome. Everybody say welcome to him. And Steve is also here. The guys that have that little logo here, they're the ones that kind of fund this live streams. I didn't have the live stream last week because, well, it was the holidays. And yeah, you know, I was too busy enjoying life, I guess. I don't know. Greetings from Costa Rica, says Joaquilin, 1707. SBMS 120s shipping out. I wonder. Oh, I mean, yeah, this is going to be a while for those because he still has to make them, right? That was like, you funded the project, then he was going to go and order the parts, make them, and then test them, and then he's going to send them out, right? So, let's see, better than you and your drama. There you go. Texas is in the house. I can't hear you. You can't hear me? Oh, man, I wonder why. Oh, look, I didn't take the thing off. Let's see. You have to turn on your speakers because I think everyone else can hear me, right? Sounds good. Texas, Australia. Ross Mitchell's from Australia. Puerto Rico. DV Agency, Florida. Wisconsin. Look at that. Wisconsin. Everybody's here today. Mississippi. We all too busy this time of year, Jay. All good. Always hot and sunny in Tucson. There you go. I built a 3S 16P battery pack, alarm hookup batteries, and Brusen battery kit. Ooh, there you go. There we go. Well, that's cool. I hope you guys, I hope you guys had a good year. I hope you guys had a good end of year and then a good beginning of this year, right? We're already 7 days into this new year, and it's been, oh God, I don't know. It hasn't been that great. I have so many projects. Look at this. I waited so long to get this stupid thing, right? This is the PCB, the BMS thing for my boards, right? It's here. It's been sitting here, and I haven't been able to touch it because I've been doing all this crap work that I don't want to do. But I have to do it because kind of owe it to you guys. You know, wanted to sell a bunch of stuff, then now we have to worry about customers getting their money back or getting their product out, right? And I have no help. You know, it's so weird. Like, I don't know if it's me or if it's just life. It's really hard to find people that you can work with, and I particularly have a hard time finding people that I can work with. And it's got to be a little bit of me, right? It's got to be like, it's not just me. It's got to be a little bit of both, because I think I'm really critical on people. When I'm working with people and people say I'm gonna do this thing and then they don't do it, I kind of take it personal, right? It's like, because you have to trust them, you have to rely on them, and when they let you down, you know, it's like, I think a lot of people have an ability to be like, to be understanding, be like, okay, whatever, we'll give you another chance, we'll work through this or whatever. I don't seem to have that. I just seem to like, you mess up once, you mess up twice, you mess up 3 times, and then it's like, I'm done. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much. But maybe there's not a lot of like warnings in between those, right? So I think that's where I'm back again. I'm back with the thing that kind of, it was great. I did my part of the bargain. I like, did all the promotion and stuff, and we sold a bunch of stuff. You guys bought a bunch of batteries, a bunch of like PCB kits, all kinds of stuff, like a lot of it, right? And so I should have made quite a bit of money. I mean, whatever. I don't know. I should have made like $20,000 this last month. But as it turns out, I'm probably not gonna make any of that because, my partner kind of took off with his profit, left me with mine supposedly, but then, he's kind of sloppy. So out of my profit, we ended up buying a bunch of things for like this PCB kids, because his accounts were tied up, and then buying all the the supplies to ship all that stuff, and then like he kind of disappeared, right? And he's kind of been unresponsive now for like 3 weeks or whatever, and I know it's the holidays and stuff, but when you guys are yelling at me, I'm like, hey, I don't have the info. Can you get me the info? You have access to the shipping stuff, and I can't tell these people if we shipped it or not, or where the tracking number is, or all this other stuff, and it's just nothing. I'm hearing nothing back, right? So, yeah, I'm kind of critical because, I have all the liabilities. Like, I have to get up here. I have the reputation. I have to get up here and talk to you guys. And it's like, what can I tell you? It's like, it's like, it's my thing, right? It's JU's group buy thing. And then my partner's like, blessed in anonymity, right? Like, nobody knows who he is. Nobody cares who he is, whatever. He's just in charge of taking care of you guys, but he's not doing it. And then it takes a while for me to get to see that he wasn't doing it. Because, it's like, first he was like, oh, this guy is like, complaining that you're not getting back to him. And he's like, oh, no, he's crazy. What are you talking about, man? But then, it's like 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 guys. And they're saying the same thing. Hey, I 6 emails and you guys haven't answered a single one of them. And I'm like, what? Like, well, I don't get them, but he gets them. And I'm sure he's answering them. And, after a while, you're like, oh, he's not answering them because there's too many people now telling me they're not getting their things answered, right? So then, like, I'm not, he's not answering me, so how can you not be critical, right? Like, he's got all the money, I got all the liabilities, my account is being hit with a bunch of, like, claims, of not received, like, of product not received. And there's a ton of mistakes. Like, there's tons of orders with mistakes. We either bought labels, we never printed them, hopefully, or we printed them, we slapped them in a box, and then gave them to UPS, and UPS lost them, and that's why there's no tracking of it. Like, I do remember UPS picking up packages, and they weren't scanning them. So if that truck got in a crash on the way to the hub or whatever, and the packages were like all over the street, it would have all been lost because there's no way for us to prove that we handed them over to UPS, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of packages that got lost by UPS, but there's a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of you guys that are like, hey, I ordered 200 cells. Why did I get a package of 50? And then, hey, I ordered 50, I only got 44 because some fell off the boxes, It's like, and then there's one guy that was like, my packages show delivered, they're delivered to the wrong state and city, So it's weird, like it runs through the whole gamut of stuff, right? And so I'm having to deal with all that stuff, and meanwhile my partner's not nowhere to be found. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to be up here again. It's a learning experience. It's one that is going to cost me a lot of money. I thought I was gonna be able to, like, make a little bit of money at the end of the year. These was gonna be good months. I don't think so. I think by the time we refund all of you guys, by the time I go and settle with EV West and see how many of those batteries, got lost. Like, I don't, I don't know. I don't know what, Michael over there is going to be like. I'm sure if it's like, oh, we lost a few boxes of batteries here, like UPS lost them or whatever, he'd be like, okay, whatever. But I can't be like, hey, we lost like 10,000 batteries. Like, half of them are our fault because we send them to some random person and to some random state. He's going to be like, what the hell, So, yeah. And then I have to, like, most likely pay for, shipping to get all these last 100 orders of the PCB boards. And then not only that, I paid for out of my account for all the supplies for that, right? Shipping supplies and the actual PCBs and all the parts. And those were orders that you guys, the payments for them were received on the other account. So he's kind of sloppy that way too. He's like, hey, you should have those. They're like, yeah, but I don't, because, like, for example, right now, I have a list of you guys. Like, there's 20 orders here that is like problem orders, right? And a lot of them are like these 200 like revolt cells. These are like older stuff that money didn't come into my account, but because I have a responsibility to make it right, they're gonna come out of my account, right? So it comes out of my profit, and it shouldn't. It should come out of like both of our, but he's no longer here, so there's a ton of that. Hopefully it'll work out. There's 20 of you here. Tim Race was the one that we lost his cells. They were delivering to the wrong person. And here's the crazy thing about this order. He ordered 4 boxes, 720 of these batteries, right? That's like $2,000, right? And so $2,000 it's an interesting thing because I make like 10%, commissions on those batteries. So in order to get $2,000, I have to sell $20,000 worth of batteries. Right? So just get your head around that, right? 20,000, that's like, it could be as little as 20, as much as like 30 or 40 orders, right? That we have to like accept money and then print labels, ship them out, and then do the whole thing, right? I mean, the odds right now that we've made a mistake in 30 to 40 orders is pretty high because we did a bunch of them, right? So all we have to do is lose like one of his. That's $2,000 right there, right? Like, where do we send those batteries? There's an address. I don't know whose address that is. Actually, I don't even have the address. I just have the city and the state. And the problem is that I don't own the UPS account, right? My partner set that up. And I don't have access to it. So there's a lot of you guys that are like, hey, I got, my box came damaged. Can you send me a couple of cells? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, guess what? I can't legally ship any batteries because I don't have access to the UPS account. And I've been asking this guy for labels for weeks now. I have this, And so it's hard to, it's just kind of hard, So anyways, that's what's happening. If you're waiting for like batteries and stuff, you most likely are going to get a refund because at this point I can't even ship stuff legally. And I don't want to wait for him to ship me labels because I've been waiting for weeks and I'm tired of waiting, right? I kind of want to move on. It's New Year's, new start. Who cares about the money? I never got into this for making money. That's not what motivates me. If I want to make money, I sure wouldn't be doing, videos and trying to sell you batteries. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be doing, the stock market or something. So it's not about the money. It sucks. I kind of need the money, right? But it's not about the money. Who cares? It's just money. But we got to move on. I got to take care of all of you guys. And I think I'm going to do that for the next couple of days. Try to get as many of these, like, PCB kits. You guys have been waiting for, like, 6 weeks for these things. That's unacceptable. And a lot of you guys have been emailing, like, for updates and stuff, and you probably haven't been hearing back. And, I'm sorry, I don't get those. My partner's job was to do that, and, he's probably not answering back to you guys. So it's kind of sad. And it sucks, because I'm not I kind of knew this. It's not the first time that I've been here. I should have learned my lesson. But, it's just, I guess sometimes you gotta do a second round to learn your lessons. So there we go. Money makes the world go round. That's true, man. I kind of need the world to keep going around. So what are you guys up to? I mean, I have a lot of good stuff coming up, right? And I can't get, look, Ernesto Hufana, you are one of the guys right here on these orders. Look, Ernesto Hufana, order 115, 200 revolt missing. Where are they? Where are they? You know, like, did this guy print a label? Did he not print a label? Did he print a label? I don't even know if we had a... There's some orders that we have tracking numbers and there's orders that we don't, right? So I don't know if we printed the label, but it never printed and we never stuck in the box. Hopefully that's the best scenario, because then that means, you know, that box wasn't lost by UPS or we didn't ship it to the wrong person. But, you know, yeah, it's like I can't even give you an answer because this guy's not getting back to me. It's like he's got access to the thing. I can't even check. You know what I mean? Like, he printed the labels. So I know, Ernesto, you've been waiting for a long time, because I made this list a long time ago and I put your name right there. You're one of the 20 that I'm waiting to hear, and I've been asking this guy whatever. So anyways, yeah, I'm glad you're here. Sorry it's taking so long, but you're most likely going to receive... Wait a minute. That's if you haven't received one. Have you received one? No, it's white right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to refund you because I have Revolt cells. I could ship them to you, except I can't because I don't have access. I don't have a UPS account that I can use to ship them, right? My UPS account got shut down because I was doing some stuff, trying to ship batteries, you know? Trying to help this guy ship batteries early on, and I don't even know why, and I don't know. I don't have the ability to go and check with them. Diogo, here we go. Diogo's another guy. One detail weird that on the website was showing a different address. Missing information, could be my fault, but I did copy paste. I feel bad. Oh yeah, so you had a wrong address, and then we shipped it, and then the batteries came back, and then yeah, now we have to follow like PayPal kind of changed too. Before you used to be able to like just quickly like refund people and refund like partial, right? Like someone, like I know there's another guy that's saying like they don't have like the discount code, and I was like, okay, just refund them, like partially refund this thing. It doesn't allow me to do that, so it's like I either have to refund everything or not. So I'm like, I'm not gonna refund you everything. You already got your cells. So it's kind of a weird thing. I haven't, processed orders in a while. I used to do all this, by the way. And back in Jack 35 days, this is what I did, right? I used to ship product and deal with customer stuff. So it's not like I don't know how to do it. It's just that I know that I don't like doing it. And I know that I'm not the greatest at it, right? But I think I can do it in a pinch, and that's why I kind of got stuck doing this thing. Because it wasn't getting done, so I had to jump in here, because, it's my reputation, right? So that's, yeah. There we go. Let's talk about DIY projects, says Cesario Studios. Fortunately, I've received all of my orders. Andrew Cunningham says, yeah, so by the way, it's not like, it's a ton of orders, right? Like, it's crazy. We processed like $200,000 worth of orders, right? So 20 problem orders, it's not a ton. It's like, it's not like we did horrible. It's just that each one of those orders, the amount of money is so big that it's going to totally eat away all the profit. So at the end of this whole thing, I'm going to look back and be like, oh, I just did that for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just for fun. Just to occupy my time. But not really, because my partner did walk away with a bunch of money, right? So I'm the one that got stuck with the got the shaft on this thing here. So yeah, it's like one of those orders is like $2,000. Another one's like $1,500, another one, another $1,500, just off the top of my head, and then it's a bunch of little $500 ones. Life has ups and downs. Hope it works out. It will work out. It's no big deal. It's not the end of the world, Yeah, we will learn from this, and then we will keep going. We will ship all the orders that we can, and we'll refund all the other ones that we can't. The good thing about the PCB boards is that I can ship them. You know, I don't need no special account. I can do USPS or whatever. And then once I get done with that, then I have some good projects coming up. I have projects with the Leaf batteries. A lot of you guys are familiar with those. A lot of you guys don't know what they are, but those are really cool. And they're like kind of attractive to work with because they're like packaged nice or whatever. I have a company that has like seriously like a full warehouses full of them. And not only that, they're like working on like finished products, like little battery packs, you know, what is it? 7 of them, so it's like 14, so it's 48 volts, with like a BMS and a thing to put them on the wall. And then they have like a bigger one, and they have like the small, medium, and big, and they're all kind of like, what's the word? Oh man, what's the word? Like, you know, they're it's kind of modular, right? And so I have one of the small modules. I'm gonna take the module, test the batteries, and then make a video just to give you like a rough idea, like just a random, you know, one of these modules, like how much capacity it's got. And then I'll show you like, because I took video of all the stuff what they're gonna be offering. So that's coming up, right, in the future. But as of right now, we can start talking about those batteries, showing them to you. You guys can buy those, you know, individuals and stuff. That's one. I have a lot of stuff coming up with Tom. By the way, if you guys don't know, if you guys are looking for lithium iron phosphate, he just put some of those batteries on his website. They're the K2 batteries. Those things are pretty amazing. They can do like crazy amounts. Like, what was it? Like 70 and no, more than 70. It was like 150 amps for like, they're like 26 650s. They're similar to these guys, right? But those can push a ton of power where these full rivers were not, right? These were not like power cells. Those are like power cells, and he's got a bunch of them. He's got like 30,000 of them, full pallets and stuff, and they're for sale already at the thing there. Yeah, I put up a link on that on the thing where I said don't buy batteries from me, buy batteries from Tom, because he can ship them. You get a better chance of him shipping the batteries than I can have. Yeah, here's the thing here. Let's see. Yeah, so if you guys gonna do like 36 volt, 12 volt stuff, right? Then you can do it. Also, I'm gonna be using Nate Patel's PCB board to just to do a build with those batteries and just to show you guys how to make. This is you can essentially make a 12 volt with this. The traces are kind of small on these, so I don't, see, max 10 amps, right? So they're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to like really use those batteries to their max or, you know, to their full potential or whatever. But, you know, you build a battery using 10 of these or whatever, you'll be able to do, 100, well, 10, so about 100 amps. 12 volts, 100 amps, should be able to be good. Those, we were trying to get Tom to carry them on his website, but I don't think he wants to, so I think we're gonna have to work with Nate so that he can carry them, and then we can sell them. Because I don't want to carry them, because I can't even ship my PCB boards. I'm not gonna be able to ship his, right? So that's where we're at. The address, I tried to call direct FedEx without success. My friend got the call, would be solved. I ordered on Thursday and had my 26 650s on Saturday. Wait, oh yeah, Nate. So where did you order from Tom? Yeah, those guys know what they're doing. Not like us. I can't get labels. It's 3 weeks just to get some labels so that I can ship some batteries. You know what I mean? So yeah, order from those guys. Don't order from me anymore, because I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know, I mean, I gave it a shot, right? Like, I need to find a partner that can handle all that for me, right? Because I shouldn't be doing all that stuff. I should be making videos. I should be like doing projects. I should be building stuff, finishing, the BMS boards on these things, doing the testing of those. It's like we could be like, and if anyone else, this would already be available. We'd be shipping and stuff. You guys could be building packs, with the BMS boards on there. But it's me. I'm, trying to track down packages all day. I can't build stuff, and I can't make videos. I'm supposed to be making videos to celebrate my accomplishments this year, and I'm like, I don't got time for that. This is a good year, by the way. We hit 250,000 subscribers on my channel, right? What else? I got the most views out of any year on the channel. It's good stuff. I should have made, reflective videos, kind of talking about that stuff and where this year is gonna go, all this stuff. No, I was just worrying about orders, how to get out of this mess. Does Tom ship internationally? He does ship internationally, but like I don't think every country, right? Like every country is different, and he uses FedEx. And yeah, I think if you can get a quote on, I don't know if he's doing it on the website yet, but because I think, because now that I know how those websites, because actually my website was the same as his, right? Shopify, right? So I don't think it's natively you can do the shipping on it, because we were going through that trouble. That was the reason why it was taking us a long time, because we had to export all the orders out and then import them into like UPS or whatever, because they wouldn't talk to each other. So I think with FedEx it doesn't work, so I don't think he's got the international available on FedEx, but I guess I could ask him. I know that on eBay he does. And if you can get a quote for your country on his things, then I think it's because it works or whatever. Yeah, so no, Tom doesn't have the Leaf batteries. Those Leaf batteries are going to be from somewhere else here locally in California. And yeah, and so I'll have links for those soon. Yeah, Tom's going to have like, Tom has a lot of good stuff like the lithium iron phosphate batteries right now. So we're going to be doing projects on those. I'm actually going to be finishing the whatever Kodiak killer. That video got a lot of views, but it got a lot of also criticisms because I didn't show everything, right? I didn't like do step by step and whatever. So I got to go and address all the criticisms, right? Because they're there. Like, I have answers to all of them. It's just, I just didn't have time because I was trying to make a quick video or whatever. So we're going to actually build an external pack because I never did that on the original one. So now, so we'll be able to see how to build that thing and then how to connect it together. So it's going to be a complete project and stuff. And by the way, you guys are building some. I know they popped up in a Facebook group, right? There's a guy that is building the exact same thing or whatever, just with its own take or whatever. I'm thinking of making an 18-volt battery pack and running cordless power tools at a bench. You could totally do it. Let's see. Buying them This would explain why I ordered 50 cells on December 17. Order went through. The money came out of my account today. I got a refund, which of course I'm glad, but I wish I could. Donnie. Yeah, it's like I'm basically tired of waiting on my partners, right? Like I'm just like, hey, can we get some labels? Because I don't have access to the account, Like, I wish I had access to the account. I asked the guy for access, but he never gave it to me. So, I don't know if he didn't mean to, like, strategically, he didn't mean to give me access because getting that account was a pain, right? It was a lot of work. But I played a key role because the guy knew me and knew Jack 35, and so I don't know. I mean, whatever. It's like I don't want to be stuck shipping stuff, so it's not. I don't even want the account because then if I have it, then I'm gonna be tempted to ship stuff, right? So I kind of have to like prevent myself from trying to sell stuff because that's not what I want to do. I don't enjoy doing that, and just need to find someone that can do it for me. And I have people, right? Tom offered to carry my PCB boards and stuff, and I'm thinking about it because you guys need them, and they're gonna be useful, especially once this board finishes and I can build the whole thing and show you how to do it. It's gonna demystify a lot of stuff for a lot of you guys, and you guys are gonna want to do it, and you're gonna want to buy it, right? And it's so much easier than just to like order everything from China, taking a long time or whatever. But yeah, I have to work that out. It's weird that the hard part is the actual mechanics of fulfilling orders. That's where my walls are at. Where for most people is like, well, no, if I could only get sales. I'm ready to go. I'm here. I have to figure out promotion or advertising or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not my problem. You guys want them. There's a ton of you watching this stuff. What would be the lowest milliamp hour you would use on a power wall? My recycled X50s are 2100 milliamp hours on average. Is that good? Yeah. It doesn't really matter, but it's like 70%. It's not really the milliamp hour rating because it depends on the cell, right? You can have a 2100 milliamp hour that's 2100 milliamp hours, then it's like 100% new, right? So yeah, you could use those all day, but it should be a percentage of the original capacity, right? So at 70%, they're dead, considered dead. That means they're usable, but they're not, right? They still have usable life. If you use them, you go easy on them, and a power wall, it's considered an easy life for them. If you design it right, if you put a tiny little battery and you try to run your entire house out of it, then you're gonna stretch those batteries out, and they're not gonna last very long. So, yeah, it's a percentage of what the batteries are. That's what you should be asking. Congrats on 250 subscribers. So thank you. Gonna use 8 spitzes to upgrade an old RC car. Yeah, you just gotta be careful with that because RC cars are usually run with LiPos, and the reason is because LiPos can put up a ton of power. So small battery, a lot of power out. 18650, especially used ones, recycle, reclaim, are not high power output. So if you might stress them out, they might not last very long. You might yeah. How are you installing those power walls at your house? Well, I don't know exactly. I have a lot of ideas how I'm doing, but I actually haven't started doing it. Unless you mean those, right? If you mean the ones that are already on my wall there, actually those two of the sides are empty. That one has an inverter in there, but this one, it's all kind of off-grid. It's it's running this. It's running all the lights here. The lights are here watching me, like it's running that, right? But it's kind of an off-grid system. It's kind of on backup right now. So basically, if the power goes out, then that stays on. And that's how I had it running now for a while. I used to run it differently. I used to have it charged via solar. I used to do all this stuff, but then eventually I changed. I tried using, I'm testing those grid tie inverters or cheap ones, the $100 ones on Amazon, and they've been working. They're more than 6 months now, right? So one of them out of 3, one of them died, and it wasn't an inverter, it was just a fan. So I kind of caught it before it killed itself. So I just have to change the fan, and I think it'll keep working or whatever. By far, those are the easiest systems to install because all you have to do is just put a few panels up on your roof. You connect it, to plug, and then you just make sure you stay below the, your consumption, and it just, it saves you a ton of money, right? So, and of course they're illegal because you shouldn't be able to plug it in like anything to the grid without being inspected and stuff. But I think a ton of people are doing it because you can buy them on Amazon, and they literally come with the plug, so you can just plug it into a wall and then a solar panel, right? They're easy, and as long as you stay below, then you shouldn't get into a lot of trouble because no one knows. No one will figure it out. You just, whatever, like if you have a panel that's generating 100 watts, You're just using 100 watts less, right? During the sun hours or whatever that's producing. You deduct that from your bill. And so that's how it's happening. You can do international shipping on his website. Oh, I see. You can do, yeah. So I think it's because there's no implementation for, what is it? For FedEx and Shopify. So yeah, I kind of understand the struggles that he's going. He might have to get a UPS account. Yeah, he might have to go and get a UPS account so he can start shipping like that. Jay, can I use Chromebook batteries for a battery pack? I have access to a couple hundred. Yeah, you should be able to. Those are just like lipo cells. I bought the kits from PR 21282.1. What? For small solar generator with 560 use tool batteries. Huh. Nice shirt. Oh, look at that. These are their PCB kit shirts. There should be a new one. There's one in there that I put, and I never ordered one, so I just realized that the other day, and I go, I gotta order that. Because how am I gonna pimp my thing? I'm not even wearing it. Let's see. Sorry to hear about the mess. It's always bad when someone doesn't follow through. This year will be a better year. Yeah, hopefully, Donnie. I'm hoping. Although, you know what? The other day, I'm going to get deep on you guys. The other day, I was across the street looking at my house, and the garage was open, and I could see my car and other stuff, right? And then I was thinking, like, you know what? These are the good old days. These are the good old days. I mean, some things might get better, right? But some things are never gonna be as good. Like for example, I'm never gonna be as young as I am right now, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, these are the good days, right? So I need to appreciate what I have right now instead of just looking. You gotta look forward, right? But also you gotta kind of stop and just like appreciate what you have right now, because these are the good old days. One day, I'm going to look back and be like, man, I wish I was back here where I am right now. Right? When I'm like 70 and it hurts and, you know, I can't get out of bed and I can't build batteries and I can't ride my car because I'm half blind. I'm going to be like, I don't care about the money. I don't care about the looks. I'm like, I wish I was back there when I was young and I was healthy. Right? So, yeah, you got to appreciate that. So this year is going to be better in some ways, but it's not going to be as better, you know, because I'm going to be older and I'm going to be, whatever, dumber. Your brain stops working after a while, man. So, are you going to sell a pack of 50 BDs any day soon? No. Well, no. If I did, I would sell the 30s because they come in these little boxes, right? So basically, I take a box out, and there's 6 of these boxes, and then I put these in other boxes. A 50 would require me to take each individual cell out, right, and then put them in another box. Oh, that takes a long time, and I'm like, I don't got time for that. And especially when I have to do it for no money, because all the mistakes that I'm gonna make. Yeah, totally. I chewed more than I can, bit more than I can chew there on that one, and I'm paying for it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably work out a deal with EV West where they can ship them. The problem is that they have really high rates for the smaller boxes, so that means I'm gonna have to put up my prices up so they can ship them. Right, but it allows me to like accept the order and then send it to them, and they put them in a, they slap the label and then they get them out. Right, so that's the only downside, that you guys are gonna have to pay more. Like, we actually had a good rates. My partner did a good job getting good rates. He went through all the trouble setting it up, and then he kind of let it go. Like, he kind of just disappeared, and disappeared to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. That's weird. Like, right? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, how many times could I ask for something and then I get done? I'm going to get mad. It's not going to work. Like, I'm like, he knows it's not going to work. Right? Like if things aren't happening. Okay. You should move your setup to the other side. So, oh my God, let's see. Wait. Oh, so you have a power wall as your background. So here's the crazy thing. I'm thinking of putting a power wall right here. That's what I'm thinking. That pictures, who cares about pictures? Get those out of there. Well, actually, maybe I'll just have a big picture. Yeah. So I want to put one there. Maybe get rid of that thing, move it somewhere else. Who wants to watch all the liquor? You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one there. Maybe get the guitars out of it. Maybe two there. Maybe move that over here. Yeah. That's just what I was thinking. All right. And then I also got to put my 1 million subscriber space there. I got to leave space for that because I got to, that's going to happen. If this is a good year, it's going to happen this year. Yeah, I have a good chance of doing it. Let's see. For those plug-in grid-tie inverters, is it the use on the breaker that you have to stay below, or is it your whole panel? No, you have to stay under your usage. So let's say that you have your refrigerator and some wall clock or whatever, something else running the house, right, during the day, like a noon, right? And let's say that your refrigerator is pulling 300 watts, right? So if you have a 100-watt panel and it's creating 100 watts, right, then it's okay because then, the panel's supplying 100 watts of your 300-watt consumption. So then your meter's only seeing 200 watts. So you're only paying that. You put 3 panels up there, then your meter, it's seeing like 0 because your solar panel is supplying all the power, right? But if you go over, then that could create problems because if you do that for too many hours during the day, too many days of the year, then it's gonna probably throw some flags because they have meters and all this stuff. Like, you could easily plug something like before your meter, right? Like you just open your panel and just connect some, alligator clips to your thing. You'd be using like a bunch of energy like before your meter, right? But eventually you would get caught because they measure at your meter and then they measure at the main transformer, right? Where like 20 houses or whatever. And so it's got to add up. Like if 20 megawatt hours are coming out of this transformer and then each of the 20 houses is using 1 megawatt hour in a month, then everything checks out. But all of a sudden you have like 5 megawatt extra coming out of the transformer, but everything is what I mean? Like, so then they know that there's a leak somewhere. So it's the same thing if you're pushing power back into the grid, right? They probably eventually would find out. It would be accumulative and be like, hey, that house, it's like there's energy flowing back and there's no like permit for, solar or grid tie, connection on there. So they would probably come back and be like, hey, let's look into it. They call the right authority and the code enforcement or whatever. They'll come, they check it and they find it and they might fine you. They might tell you to take it off or whatever. So as long as you stay below that thing, then no one will know. Because all it looks to anyone is that you're just using less power. And you're using exactly the amount that your solar panels or your equipment is producing. That's how much less power you're using from the grid. And you could be like almost there. Like that would be the goal, to be like right there, equal to what your house is using, right? But of course it's dynamic, right? It's going up and down. Your refrigerator turns on and then all of a sudden there's like 2-3 amps, and then it goes back to 300 watts or whatever. So your load is highly dynamic, so it's kind of hard to do it. But I was kind of experimenting with that, and I was planning the whole thing, and I still have all the parts. I actually ordered all the parts. I was gonna do that project, and then I don't know. I got busy with some other stuff, and then I just never did it. But I should probably pick it up and do it again, or finish it. All right, let's see. how are you hooking up those power walls to your household wiring? No, so I'm not on this. Those are not. Those are off grid. So you're just connecting everything that you want to power off of those there, right? What's new with the Samba? The Samba got a 12 kilowatt hours worth of battery. That's what I did over this holiday weekend. Actually, that's what I was doing. I was working really hard. I mean, it took me like 4 days or something because those batteries that I got were like all over the place. What happened is, a quick story. There was a leak in the liquid cooling system, right? So the water went underneath the battery pack, and it was touching the modules on the bottom, and it was just touching the modules just enough to like be touching the balance leads that are going on the bottom. Well, so those corroded with time because that battery pack had been sitting there for like a couple of years, and so it corroded the leads, and so disconnected them. So when I took that battery pack apart and I connected like the balance, the little monitors or whatever, it just showed that the battery was all out of whack. It showed like it was all over the place. And it was, some of them were like all over the place, right? Because what happened is that when it's shorted, where the water, conducts electricity, so you short that, then it's going to start burning some energy. And so those cells or cell groups that are connected to that one lead that's underwater will, eventually drain. If not completely, it'll drain more than the other one. So it'll drift apart from the rest of the pack. So I had 6 Tesla modules that I had to manually, check first and reconnect all the cables. Eventually I found out that those were like, there was no continuity in those because they were broken, right? But then once I connected everything, I had to try to revive some cell groups and then try to balance them, right? So out of the 6 modules, I was only able to get 5 of them. And one of them was dead. It's right here on the table, so it's got a couple cell groups that are bad. So that's what I was doing. I had like 2-3 days just balancing batteries. And I had everything, every charger that I had, and every, like, even like little resistors I had, because you find your way to like, like if there's a big group of cells that is even, you're like, okay, let's just charge the whole thing. And then when you have one that hits the top, then you just, discharge that one, right? And then you bring the whole pack up, and then you discharge that one. So you want to do the one that's least, right? So let's say you have all of your cells and they're like close to being fully charged, and you got one that's way below, then you just charge that one up, right? Instead of charging the whole thing up. But you got to play that whole thing where you disconnect here, you put it in there, you charge one cell, or you charge the entire pack. To charge the entire pack, sometimes I wanted to connect them in series because, you do that for a couple days and you're like, oh my God, I just need a BMS because this sucks. But then you're like, no, BMS is what did this in the first place. Well, at first I thought it was, but it didn't. It was the water. You need an experienced shipping guy. I take pictures of everything I box up and keep it all tracking info, right? When I print labels, email notifications to customers. Yeah, and the crazy thing is that with Shopify, it's so easy to do that. It's just, the thing is that my partner's not the right guy to be doing that, right? Like, he's too smart to be doing that. And so he's sloppy, because he was like, he just wants to do it quickly, right? And so he made a bunch of mistakes. And so those are very, very costly mistakes, and that's where I put me in a tough situation, because now I have to answer all of you guys, and I have to pay out of my pocket. Guess, if it doesn't get shipped out, he doesn't care. He's like, whatever. No one's going to complain to him. Nobody even knows who he is. They're going to complain to me. So then I have more at stake here. So that's why I kind of do it. Yeah, I totally, Shopify is super simple to do it. What's your favorite car? Oh, that's a weird one. I don't know if I have a favorite car. My Samba's my favorite car, right? But other than that, I mean, I like the Mustangs. I like the hatch, not the hatchback, was the fastbacks. I like DeLoreans, right? Just because of the whole thing, the whole history and stuff. What else? I'm kind of starting to like Porsches too, right? Because I'm around them so much. I've worked on a few of them. So, yeah. Like, first I was like, what is up with that or whatever. But, yeah, I'm kind of appreciating them now. What do you think that Powerwall could run your house and Happy New Year? Do you think that Powerwall? Which one? That little one? No, that won't run my entire house. That's just like 2 kilowatt hours. The one over here is 4 kilowatt hours. Oh, this one right here is 5 kilowatt hours, but that was not plugged in. That's the new one, right, that I'm working on. I used to have 22 kilowatt hours here, and then I kind of got rid of it because I bought cells, and then those cells are now here. And by the way, those are the ones that there's like 25 boxes left. So if you need some cool cells that can hold a lot of energy and they're not super expensive and they're legit, then yeah, you gotta click on my thing. Click on my link there. How's the 1 megawatt Powerwall project going? It's not, that fell apart. They didn't want to pay for it and stuff, and so it's not. This is a dead project. They didn't want to pay me, and they kind of dragged their feet, so I kind of didn't want to go and work on it anymore because it's far, right? And so I have to stay over there, so I was away from home, kind of thing. And I kind of gave them like 2-3 months, timeline and stuff, and they couldn't even get me all the parts in that time, and they filled my time with other projects. So by the time that the 2-3 months were up, I was like, I'm out of here. I don't want to, like, that's it. I can't pay me enough to stay over here. Like, I'd spend the time that I allocated to work on this project here, but you guys can produce all, so it's like, and they didn't want to pay me. I mean, that was the other thing. So, hey, Kenny, Justin's in the house, guys. Don't you give standing to sue your business partner if he's not holding up to his part of the deal? You should have made a contract. Yeah, I know, but I didn't make a contract, and it's not. Here's the thing. I don't really want to spend my life suing people. There's one guy, by the way. Remember that guy that shipped all those empty boxes to a bunch of customers? Okay, that guy, terrible, right? He's super dishonest. Like I sold a bunch of batteries for him. He never paid me, right? So then he said I sold like $45,000 worth of his batteries, right? So that's just his word. I don't know. Like he's never like offered like any evidence or whatever. So then he's never paid me and sent me a bunch of batteries. And I thought, okay, well, at least I'll keep those as payment. But he's like, no, you got to pay me for those. So now he's trying to charge me money for them. And I'm like, I don't know. Okay, pay me my commissions and I'll send you these back or whatever. Or let me keep these as payment. And he's like, nope, you got to pay me. He's trying to charge me $3.60 per cell. And they're like 2,600 milliamp hour ones, right? I'm like, what the? Like, how does that make sense? He's like, oh, because once you said that you could make a battery worth that much. And I'm like, yeah, if I do a bunch of work, if I build it into something cool. And he's like, well, you got to do it. And I'm like, no, I don't have to do it. So like, no, I'm not going to do it. I never agreed to do it, so I'm not going to do it. So he's like, well, if you don't do it, I'm going to sue you. So now he's harassing me, right? And he's just telling me that he's going to sue me. And I was like, he's like asking me for like $4,000, $4,500 or something. And I'm like, do I really want to spend time fighting this idiot in court? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bunch of wasted time. Even if I win the case, no one can make him pay me, right? And he's kind of shady. He probably doesn't own anything. Everything's like borrowed or on someone else's name. Like, he's just one of these guys that like flexes money, but he doesn't actually have any money, right? So, I thought I'd made a bunch of money last month, and I thought, okay, I'll just give him his $4,500, make him disappear, go away. But now I'm like, oh, $4,500 is a lot of money, especially I didn't make that much money, right? If I'm gonna have to give everything back. So I think I I think I might. If there's a lawyer watching, I need your help because I think I need to fight this guy because I don't have the I don't have the money, so it's like I don't either I give him the money or I give a lawyer the money, right? So it's kind of a weird thing. But generally, I'm like, I don't want to spend my time fighting in courts, right? Those are like such a waste of time. The system's like rigged so that everybody loses. You know what I mean? Like the lawyers win, everybody else loses, right? And so yeah, it's not my idea. So I can't. I don't even want to think about that, right? It's like, and when there's no contract, it's a handshake. I was just expecting him to do the right thing, and yeah, this is just money, and it's not even that much money. I mean, if it was like $100,000, then I think about it, right? I'd be like, okay, that's a lot of money. Maybe we need to go after someone, or like in the case of this guy. If he's coming back, it's like they always do this. Like there's a bunch of these people that are like, I'm going to sue you for just a tiny bit of money where it's worth it for me, but it's not worth it for you to fight me back. And you just pay it just so that I can go away and I'll waste your time, right? And I think that's what this guy is, right? And so, I was like, yeah, I'll just pay the money, make him go away, I'm done. It's like, I'll walk away. But then there's nothing preventing him from coming back and trying it again, right? He obviously has more time in his hands if he's like bugging me for $4,000. This guy's like supposedly, a record producer. You guys saw the video. You guys saw this. He's he's fake, right? He's a fake guy. And, oh yeah, and by the way, I should probably report him to the FAA because he's shipping batteries using, priority mail, and I have full proof of that because he shipped a bunch of packages to me and priority mail, right? And so I think he's got a lot of time in his hands to be thinking about suing me. I think maybe we need to occupy his time, maybe like dealing with a real problem. But yeah, generally I'm against any litigation. I think it's just crazy. I'm too old for that. There's not enough time in the world. You know what I mean? Like to spend giving money to, but I think maybe to prove a point, I'll do it. You know what I mean? And I'm seriously thinking about doing that with this guy. Porsche's the electric one. What about your Rivian delivery date? We have to see you styling in that. Yeah, that's like 2 years away. If I hit the lottery, or if I keep, if I don't do, if I can just keep myself from doing these kind of deals where I don't make any money, maybe I'll have enough money to own that car. But that's in 2 years, so I have time, right? I have two years to straighten my life on my finances. I'm a middle-aged man, right? Like, I'm not a young guy anymore. So I should be like getting my stuff, straightened out, right? Like, and then, so then by then I should be able to afford that car. But if I don't, it's okay. I don't. And it's 100% refundable down payment, and it wasn't that much. So it's just like you put your name there on the list, and, you're like, I'll be one of the first if I can afford it then, right? So that's what happens. Which is the best off-grid inverter, low frequency or high frequency? I don't know. I don't know. I think it depends, right? Like, they both make noise, but it's a different noise. I don't know about reliability. Transformers are reliable. They've been running the grid forever. I think they're probably less efficient, right? Transformers. So the high frequency are probably more efficient inverters, but I don't know how reliable they are because then you got more electronic components. Although, no, I mean, it's almost the same. What's the status? Oh, tuning late. What is the status of the PCBs? I ordered on Black Friday. Thanks, Jehu. Keith, yeah, I'm going to try in the next couple of days to get those out. Finally found the missing packages from UPS. Now I'm gonna try and attempt to like print labels because my partner was supposed to provide labels for that, but I've been asking him for weeks and I haven't been able to get them. And so yeah, so that's the plan for the next couple days. Package all those up, get them out to you guys. Yeah, it's just there's a bunch of problems with those. You know, first they got detained, customs, then they were late. So by the time they arrived over there, we couldn't keep them at that place. So then we had to ship them to another place, actually to our warehouse, to our thing. And then my partner kind of like out of the 20 boxes, he managed to print all the labels wrong except one. All right, and just he wasn't paying attention. You know, it's like a simple mistake, but if you're not paying attention, if you're rushed, if you're just like, you know, you do it. And so then that caused a bunch of delays. But then also there's 2 packages that were lost, and we found one. The other one, I don't think we have found it, but I think I have enough parts here to get most of those orders out. So that's what I'm going to do. I think tomorrow I'm going to go over there and start printing labels. The good thing about those is that I don't need special, like an account, you know, to ship those or whatever, because that's just parts, right? It's not batteries or whatever. So, yeah. So hopefully you're going to get those shipped out tomorrow or the day after that. Do not pay them. Do you not sign a letter? Yeah, I know. That guy doesn't have a case. Like, he hasn't. Oh, no. God damn it. Okay, let's see. My thing went down. Is it, I wonder if it's still up. Hey, am I still up? Okay, let's see. 3 watching now. Oh, no. Am I back? Am I back? Okay. Oh, I'm back. You guys can see me? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I'm back. Okay. So my stupid computer has a virus, and it quits my browser every once in a while, and that's what happened right now. Oh, it never. Okay, I never left. Okay. I was wondering that if my browser shuts down. But it is a weird thing. It says that there's only 3 people watching right now, which is obviously not true. There's a bunch of you guys. Anyways, I was in the middle of something and I completely forgot. Oh yeah. Oh, the guy was telling me not to pay him. Yeah, that's true. But you know, yeah, I shouldn't pay him. But you know. I don't know. You know, he could just waste my time by suing me and stuff. Remember, we're in America. Everyone could sue anyone for anything. So, you know, it's not like I haven't been sued before and they haven't been able to get anything off me because I'm broke, right? So it's like you're barking up the wrong tree or whatever. But, yeah, you know, I don't know. You can sue him. GoFundMe and we'll contribute to your legal defense whenever he sues you. You know, I once told him that. I was like, oh man, I have friends, and I don't know what he was telling me, right? And I go, well, you don't have as many friends as I have, and I'm pretty sure, you know, we can find a couple of lawyers and within my audience that could, you know, that would help me out and stuff, you know. He's like, yeah, right. Yeah, but he's a jerk, and he's not going back. He's sending me messages all the time. Maybe we should just do a Kickstarter like DACAs, like the DACAs. Oh, for your PCBs, Nate. Is that what you're saying? You need the Lincoln Lawyer. I never saw that movie. I have to see it. Will you be selling the Sony VTC6s again? I hope. I hope so too. I hope that I can work out something with EVOS where they can start shipping them. Because that was the deal, right? The deal is that I would ship them. So basically, I would, take the order from you guys. I would do the promotion, take the order. Then we would print the label or buy the label and then just email it to them. And then they would get it and they slap it in the box and it would go out the door. It's a simple idea, but it just turned to be a nightmare. I mean, 3 weeks just to get some little labels, right? Like the batteries are sitting there, and so we couldn't get them, right? This just hasn't worked out, right? So I think maybe the smoothest was, well, no, that wasn't even smooth because that one was also like 2 weeks. And of course, yeah, it could be claimed that it was because of the holidays, but whatever. I don't want someone that I can't get a hold of to be in the middle of that process, right? So yeah. So I hope that we can start selling those again, but we gotta find it. Buy spot welder. I totally could, because I can prove that I made videos. Although I can't prove because he's never submitted any, So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a lawyer to ask him for financials, right? Like I need access, I need some kind of proof that, what the numbers are that I sold. Because he might be telling me he sold $45,000, but maybe I sold $140,000 worth of batteries, And he's just saying whatever. So I need to say, like, I need you to give me proof of how much battery I sold for you so that I can know exactly how much you owe me. And then I need you to write me a check for that. And then I can give you your stupid batteries back. I don't want them. I don't want to pay overprice for them, right? Just because, because I can make those worth more than he's trying to force me to do it. It's like, screw him. So I think, I'll use a lawyer to do it. And then if I'm ever find myself in court, I'm like, look, I try to work that out with him. Because he's going to try to say that I stole his property, right? That I stole his batteries. He sent them to me and then I haven't paid him or whatever. But I never agreed to pay him. He did agree to pay me commissions and he hasn't, right? So, again, I don't know. It's all handshake. There's no contract. So it's just, but I think his story will be kind of preposterous if it ever ends in court in a lawyer, or a judge hears it. You're like, wait a minute, he was selling batteries for you, you never paid him, but now you want him to pay you for batteries that you sent him. Like, where's his payment? And by the way, he agreed to let me keep those batteries as payment, and then he changed his mind. Now he's coming back and saying he's going to sue me. So yeah, I think his. There's like a lot of mental gymnastics that has to happen for his story to make sense. Where mine is pretty straightforward. I'm like, hey, he sent me the stuff. I thought he was sending it to me for as payment. Now he's asking me, and and the problem is, like, I don't mind paying him a fair price for those batteries, right? Like, which is like almost exactly as he owes me. But he wants me to pay him an inflated price, like $3.60 for those batteries. I'm like, those batteries are not worth. You're selling for like $1.70. How are you expecting double from me? You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. So it's crazy. I got some lawyer. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, I need some help. We need to Mexican here. So anyways, yeah, this year's been, getting sued by the guy that never paid me. Sold a bunch of batteries with another guy that took off and made a bunch of mistakes. And now I have to pay for all of them. Yeah, I didn't end the year that great. Hopefully this next year is going to be great. I just have to not mess up as much. You and me both on the PCBs. Kickstarter. Yeah, but the same thing with Kickstarter, though. It's like you got to take a bunch of money. I don't want to take money before we have the product anymore, right? Because that creates a bunch of like problems. I mean, if you're disciplined you know, and you can do it in the time when you say you're going to do it, then yeah, you could totally do it. But if you're relying, like me, I was in a bad spot because I'm relying on a bunch of people to do a thing, right? To get these orders out, to get back to customers and stuff. And these people were not doing it, and they didn't seem to think it was as important as I thought it was, right? So I'm being let down because it's my reputation. It's EV West's reputation. There's a lot of you guys that were yelling at EV West. EV West have nothing to do with it. They're like, we don't know. We're just supposed to slap labels on boxes. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like it's a terrible place to be, you know, where we're taking all the heat because someone else is not doing the job. Do what he did, send him a box with 450 in it and tell him it's all there. That's right, because he did send empty boxes with 3 cells up. Are there plans for another electric longboard build? Yes, but it's not going to be a very practical one. It's going to be more a clickbaity one. And I've been looking into motors and stuff in my free time because I wanted to be kind of ridiculous, right? I want to get like, I wanted like a bunch of people to watch that video, and so I kind of got to make it ridiculous. As opposed to like being, you know, like a legit thing. But I do, so I also need to make a project with like the EV West batteries, right? Because that's the problem with them. Like if we eventually, you know, work out a deal and then they start shipping them or whatever, then I have to make some more promotional stuff for them. And what's the best promotion that actually built something, right? These Sony ones are pretty amazing. These ones are actually pretty good too. Like these are, you know, I was thinking about this the other day. These cells are 2 of the best cells that money can buy. These have like a lot of capacity, right? And they're good quality because they're, you know, they're Panasonics and stuff. And then the Sonys are like, they're the equivalent of the 30Qs. Right, but they're the Sony ETC6s, and we have like boxes of them right there. You know, they're not super cheap, but because they're brand new, and they're grade A cells, right? So they're ready to go there. So yeah, these are some of the best. So I could build like a skateboard using these, for example, or I can build like a go-kart or an e-bike. Probably should build an e-bike with the VTC 6s, right? Because these are, you know, high power, and you can have a tiny little, you know, battery that can output tons of power. Oh, you need to go up there? Hold on, boy. Well, yeah, there you go. He has trouble going up there. How long is he waiting there? Is he there for 2 hours waiting? What am I doing here, says Abhinan Patil. You're listening to some shenanigans. Move the batteries to my house. I'll keep them safe. Kevin T, where can I get a shirt? Oh, I have a thing. You should go to mykit.com. By the way, it was kind of depressing because this entire like 2-3 months or whatever, I didn't sell a single shirt. I was like, come on. But then again, I wasn't pushing it, you know. I'm not ready to push my thing yet. Oh, really? Come on. There we go. Whoa. I accidentally typed kilt, and it's showing me some pictures. So, wait. So, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah. So, I have a kit here. Jehu's merch. There we go. Yeah, this is the thing. Where am I? Come on. There we go. Lag. Yeah, because I was clicking on stuff. I have a bunch of like things open, tabs open. Go-kart. There you go. See? That's what I was going to do, was build an e-bike with the Sunny batteries. The Sunny batteries. Screw e-bike, built in, what's an S by S or S times S? I got 180 of the Panasonics. I've been testing random ones from the boxes. and they all been testing around 3,300 milliamp hours. Damn, yeah. So theirs are rated what, 3,200 milliamp hours, right? I think that's what the spec sheet says. And then the VTC6s are 3,000 milliamp hours. Yeah, those are like, I mean, those are the cells that we were waiting for all this time. You know, they're like high capacity and then high power. You know, what do you want? High capacity or high power? They're like the two best cells that you can get right now. And they're good. They're good quality. Oh yeah, there we go. And they're brand new. And there's plenty of them. So that you're doing a large or small project, you have enough, you know, to be able to get them. If you can only get the jerk that's selling them to ship them to you. That's the problem. Hey, that's not true, man. We shipped a lot of orders. Look, how many orders did we ship? Let's check here. Let's check. If you guys remember, this website was set like about 3 months ago. And we are up to 1643. Wait, so what does that mean? So it starts at 1,000? That's the very first order? So it's 1,000? Yeah. Oh, I guess it's not that bad. It's 643 orders. So that's how many orders we shipped. 633 orders. Well, that's a lot. I will get mine tomorrow. Yeah, and there's still some that shipped today. Today was the last day that they shipped. There's one order that had the wrong address. And then there's one place today, and I don't want to refund it, but I don't really want to make you wait till we can figure out how to ship it, right? So I think I'm just going to ship it. I mean, I think I'm just going to have to refund it because you guys don't want to be waiting forever, right? Till we figure it out. I mean, maybe I can get on the phone tomorrow with Michael and be like, look, can you ship all these? Can you start making it? Yeah, again, that's the thing that I have to do, I guess. So I'll leave those there. If we can work this out, then, you know, we'll ship those. The ones, the last order and then today. But a lot of them are shipping today. And then the 50s, I cancel those because those, yeah, I have to wait for him to give me a label. And then I have to go and myself and then fulfill them. And you know what I mean? Like, that's too much. Brian Waninsky says, I tried to build an e-bike, but I could not figure out how to mount the motor and attach it to the chain. Any advice? Huh. No. Don't you like, I mean, there's a bunch of like kits. Yeah, there's a bunch of kits. You should probably look at them. Like they clamp onto the things and they have like a sprocket. Yeah. Kevin T, I have you on my TV. My 180 Panasonics tested between 3125 and 3207. And I tested them all. Wow. Third normal form. Worry, Jay, who should I ask PayPal for a refund? What's your order? Third normal form? Let me look at it and then I tell you if we shipped them or not, or if we didn't. Well, I'll be able to, with like 50% accuracy, tell you if we shipped them or not. But yeah, maybe I can look it up and then we can figure out. Yeah, because don't put a claim. It's easier if you just ask me for a refund. I just refund it. That's easy, because if you ask for a claim, you can get into that thing where you have to wait until PayPal. There's a couple orders like that where like we're just waiting on them to like refund the order. It's like, yeah, I'm good, refund it. And then the customer's like, yeah, I'll take a refund. But PayPal's like, wait a minute, we got to check it out. Right? And they take up to 30 days or something. So it's better if we just, I initiate the refund thing. Mine's were about 3,300. I just want updates. Oh, Ben, I think I just refunded you, no? Let me see. I think Ben... Oh, no, Ben. Yeah, no, I did look up yours because you have a PayPal claim. And I was like, oh, I gotta look into that. Yeah, and that's a 50. See, that's one of those... I've been refunding all the 50s just automatically, just because those have the most amount of steps that have to happen, right? And I'm stuck at step number 1, which is getting the label, right? So I'm like, forget it. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. It's not fun. It's not, it's not fair. If it was me and I ordered batteries like you and you've been waiting for weeks, I'd be pretty pissed. I'd be pretty angry. And so, just want the boards not to be a pain. Oh, you order boards. Oh, yeah. No, just wait. I'll if the next 2 days, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be shipping or trying to ship those boards, the PCB boards, the PCB kits or whatever. And those I should have all of them. I don't know. I haven't actually myself gone and counted stuff. As far as I know, there's about 100 orders, and I should have enough of those to fulfill all of those. And I think maybe a few, extras or whatever. Do you have suppliers of LG and Panasonic in China? No, I don't. That's, I was kind of gearing up to go and do that. To go to China and kind of like visit some factories or suppliers or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I was just talking to someone tonight that I might be able to get us some batteries. They're already importing batteries into Canada, so they might be able to offer some of those batteries to me, because I remember I am interested in new cells, preferably ones that I don't have to ship myself, so that I can sell them with the kits, right, or together, maybe like a thing, like a package thing, even if they ship from a different location, but so that people can totally build their Powerwall, without much thinking, without sourcing and stuff. You just get your thing, you put it together, put it in a box, plug it in, and then you're ready to go. So you're shipping the 200 count boxes, but not the 50 boxes of the Sony cells. Yeah, so because those are, I've actually just took them offline already, right? Today I did that. But up until today, I think all but one of these full case orders there was labels for them, so they shipped out, right? But it took a long time to get these labels. So the 50s, it requires me to ask for those labels, differently, because those come to me, and I would get the boxes and open them up and then, do reshuffle or stuff. But the rate is going. I was talking about another week to get those, right? So I don't want to do that, because I've been already waiting for 2-3 weeks for those. I asked them to ship those 50s, a couple of weeks ago, and it just hasn't happened. So, yeah. So, right. So now if you had a pending 200 count, like a full thing, it's most likely it's on its way, or it's going to go out. But if you had a 50, I think I'm going to have to refund you, because I can't get those labels, right? And I'm not going to get those labels from EV West. The motor, yes, so there we go. 1353. Oh, okay, so that's your order. 1353. 1353. Let's look at that order. Oh, Tammy. Is that you, Tammy? It says fulfilled. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so I see. So the batteries have been delivered. Oh, at least 2 batches. Wait a minute. Okay, so what? There's one USPS tracking that doesn't show delivery. It's pre-shipment. Like we made a label, but then we didn't ship it. Great. And then one shows delivered. And then one box of batteries has been delivered. And then the other one, what? And then the other one doesn't have. Wait, so how many? So there's several items. So there's 3 different PCB kits. You have a 14, a 7, and a 7. 2 7s and 1 14, and then the cells. Which ones are you missing? Yeah, see, this one shows fulfilled, so I wouldn't have shipped this one. I would have been like, oh, that one's done. So how do I have to change that? Let me make a note of that one. There we go. See, we're making things happen here. At least we're making we're making changes. 13, what did you say? 1353. Yeah, there we go. I'll make a note here to look at 1353 that it's not shipped, so we've got to ship that out. All right, here we go. Last small quantity shipped today. No, so today was full boxes shipped today. All right, except for like 1 or 2. One had a wrong address. The other one, he didn't give us a label. My friend. Okay, where am I? Oh my god. How much is your electric bill when you use solar? Depends how big your solar, right? But mine, it's about, what is it? $50? $50 to $60 a month. I think that's what my solar saves me. So at the end of the year is like $500, right? And my system's about $2,500. No, $1,200, $1,500. So yeah, it was like 2.5 years. I think that was the return on investment. I think with the current system. But you can put more. Well, and I would need batteries if I wanted to take more advantage of that, right? Because I'm kind of like maxed out. During the day, the panels are producing about the same as my house is using. So I'm like net zero for many hours during the day. And then in the afternoon, it starts tapering down, and then I start using more. And then at night when I plug in the cars and stuff. Oh, I just want to know if you cancel my 3x50 boxes, could I order up a 200 count box, and would that ship? Oh, no. Oh, man. So, yeah, if you have done that before, you could. So, as of right now, no. I kind of took them all off because I don't know what's going to happen, right? I don't know. I'm going to go and talk to EV West and then see, if they can ship them. I don't see a problem why they wouldn't, but you never know. I don't want to speak for them, right? So I'm going to try to do that. Then again, the only downside is that the shipping price is going to go up, right? Because they don't have as good rates. But if that happens, then yeah, I'll put them back up, and I'll start selling them again as full boxes. And maybe I'll even talk with some of the smaller quantities, right? If I have free time. But the smaller quantities I have to do myself because EV West said, like, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to break open boxes so that we can, rebox them, all that stuff. They're like, no, we don't have time for that. And, I kind of get that, except that there's a ton of you guys that would totally, there's more of the smaller orders than there are the big orders, right? So there's definitely enough people that would buy them if we were to break them up in smaller batches. It's just a lot more work and stuff. And so if I have time in the future, I think, and if that's going smoothly or whatever, then I might do it. But yeah, as of right now, I just want to move on. I just want to take care of everyone that I still have pending. and then get back into making some videos, do some projects, and then eventually I think maybe when I finally launch my PCB thing, maybe I feel more compelled to like ship like smaller quantities again, for a little while. It's just I don't want to get stuck doing that. It just sucks. Some encouragement. I hope you figure out how to stick to your creative side and make all the cool stuff we can't get enough of. Yeah, so that's the goal this year. I think that's my goal this year, to do less of this nonsense that I feel I have to do to make money, and more of the creative stuff that inspires people to do stuff, right? So that's my goal. I want to get you guys excited about using batteries and building stuff and creating battery boxes, and I don't know, just build stuff and learn stuff, right? Because that's how you learn stuff, when you build stuff. Thank you for that, by the way. Should have bought the 200. You should have. It would have been going out today. Can I buy 200 Sony VTC6s? I only wanted 100 and you refund it. But I could swing the money now. Well, no. In the future you might, but I'll have to get back to you guys, because again, like, I gotta talk to them and then see. Like right now, no orders, no more new orders. I gotta get all these out first. Let's see. We are just missing 21 boards. Oh, you're missing 21 boards. Okay, let me write that on the thing so I can. Okay, 21 boards missing. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we shipped all the ones that were in stock and then we ran out of stock, I think, probably. Sorry about the bad biz failing. I am posted about the best place to get sales on the internet on the page. Then you can add it to the list. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What else do we have? Ooh, 9 kilowatt array. So where's the next best place to order VTC6s in quantity? Woo! I don't think it exists. Like, VTC6s are only available like in 1s and 2s, I think, right? Like for vaping and stuff. So I think these are the only way you can buy like full boxes, especially. Well, yeah, and you pay way more. I think like in Amazon, if you buy, 1s or 2s or whatever, you pay like a lot of money. And if you buy an AliExpress, they're most likely fake, because these are some of the most fake cells, right? Because these are like the top of the line, like the high capacity and high power output. So yeah, it sucks. But as of right now, I think I don't even know where you would buy. There's no other place that you can buy like a full box, for example, right? Because they don't sell them to you like that. They sell them like. Yeah, I think the best thing is for me to like figure it out and then put them back for sale. I mean, we all want to do that. I want to sell them. EV West wants to sell them. You guys want to buy them. It should be like a simple solution, right? But until I talk to them again, I just can't. I don't want to put them there and then just take your money and then have you, waiting around. Are you going to CES? I wanted to go to CES, but as it turns out, it's like really expensive, right? Like, and I didn't book. Well, first of all, I don't have tickets, right? And I don't know how to get tickets. I've never been. Like NAB, I can go because I know a bunch of people, and they like, hey, can you get me some tickets? They can get me tickets. There's like, for a while, people were like actually already like just automatically registering me. So I would just show up and then like look at my name and it would come up. And I'm like, someone registered me. I don't know who. And then eventually years later, like the guy came up like, hey man, I register you every year. You go? I'm like, yeah, I come every year. And I use your registration. I'm like, thank you. But for CES, I don't have that. And as it turns out, I can't even get a press pass because it turns out like you have to have like 1 million subscribers if you're a YouTuber. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess I'm not real enough. So I would want to go, but I don't have any connections to go yet. I was inspired enough to order boxes of batteries and spot welder. Now I have the spot welder and no batteries. No way. Ben, I'm sorry. I bought a spot welder too, and I'm just sitting around and it's collecting dust. No. Sorry guys. You guys are making me feel bad. Should start with used salvage battery. Yeah, there you go. Go with that. You should start practicing. They'll become available soon. I'll go talk. I'll call Michael tomorrow. Maybe by the end of the week it'll be available. I'll go live again and be like, you can come buy them now. And they'll ship soon because they're going to ship them. The VTC6 cells have the perfect specs for my long-range freestyle drone. For my long-range freestyle drone, but don't want to trust an expensive machine to sketch cells. Wow, you want to use it on... oh, so I see. That's why you wanted to only buy like 30. And you buy 3 boxes of 30 and I couldn't ship them. Damn, see? That sucks. It sucks. It sucks, man. I wanted to. I was like, on this guy. I'm like, send me the labels. Send me the labels. Send me the labels. And no labels for me. No labels. Let's see. I want to make it happen. I want to make it happen. I'll call him. We'll set it up. Do you know if Tom is getting any more 36-volt hoverboard batteries? Yes, he's got pallets of them, and they're coming up for sale. I think they're like 3rd and 4th in line, I think, from what we were thinking. So first we're gonna do the K2s, then we're gonna do the big whatever the cow batteries. And I think we're gonna do the hoverboards after that. So it's 3rd or 4th. I think like the fire ones first. The fire case. Those were the first ones or whatever. Yeah, but keep your eyes open for those. They're coming. I'm looking to spot welder. What did you suggest? Well, maybe you can buy one from Ben. You can buy one from Ben. Is it worth to have boxes shipped to Canada? Well, so that was the other thing. We were trying to get the thing to ship international, right? But we couldn't get it. So we didn't have the ability to ship international because we didn't have the, hazmat or hazardous materials or whatever it is. And EV West does, but then they don't have the good rates, so it costs a lot of money to ship it to Canada. And so, yeah, we looked at it and went around in circles, and we're like, well, we can try to get you better rates. But then they're like, no, you don't want to go in there and just tell people like, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. Let us, try to do your job better. It just doesn't work that way, It's like the whole dynamics. You gotta kind of play it safe. You'll start increasing quickly? What does that mean? Yes. I don't want to sell you stuff because it's hard. And then I got to deal with you guys. And I got to make videos if I'm like looking for... See, it would be great to find the perfect person that loves shipping stuff and talking to customers. Just haven't found that person. If you're that person, contact me. I need your services. Only found you recently. It's possible to run an EV conversion workshop profitably, or is the economies of scale just too small? Yeah, so there's not a lot of people that are doing. But I mean, obviously, there is a business model, right? Because EV West is doing it, and they're making money. There's a couple of other guys that are doing it, right? And they have some partnerships with EV West, and some specialize in bugs and buses. Then there's another guy that specializes in like other weird like cars. Yeah, I mean there is the thing about California is there's a lot rich people that would do it. Yeah, so it's a weird thing. I mean, it is an emerging market, but I don't know how crowded the space is. Look, I know one guy out here in LA area that is doing it, but he's not no EV West, right? Like he doesn't. Like I've never been to his place. I never seen any other people go there. I never seen like a TV crew be there and shoot videos. So like obviously there's that shop is missing from LA. Gadget, it's up here in LA, but I also apart from that big documentary they did a few years ago, I don't see a lot from him, right? So yeah, I think there's room. I think you should be able to do it. Those damn 36 hoverboard batteries are weird. No LG label anymore. Or no anywhere? Huh. Have you ever shipped cells to Europe? I'm from Germany. So not from the US. It doesn't make sense unless you have like super good rates. But we did it straight from China. And then I think it was okay. I think there was a couple of problems with those too. Like they were beat up by the time they made it all the way over there. Okay, let's see. The news from CES, an advertising promo robot was run down by a Tesla. Really? Still breaking down 26650 battery packs at the moment. Oh, where do you get those? I used to ship and deal with customers, but I'm in Australia. Yes, you're like way out there, Island Times. I need your services here. You want to move to California? I ordered my electric spot welder. Seems good quality at the price. Oh, everyone is using that other one, right? The DIY one. Some people are having good. What's the name? I forget. Oh, my subscribers will increase quickly. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but sales are hard. You gotta have the right people to do it. Right? You can very quickly get in trouble. Look at this. I sold $200,000 worth of batteries. By the time I end and I ship the last battery and refund the last person that didn't get their batteries, I'm gonna be lucky if I break even. Like I'm not even exaggerating. That's how bad it is. I still have to pay shipping for the PCB kits, and I have to pay the third-party fulfillment for those 100 orders, for those 100 PCB kits, right? And I'm not done like giving. I'm sure there's still going to be people popping up and saying, hey, I never got my batteries. And I'm refunding stuff that's like way old, like Revolt cells. I refunded the Boston, whatever, those ones that we sold, right? That was the very first thing that we started selling. Right? So these batteries, that money came into another account. It wasn't even my account. It was his account. I have to refund it because, he's not offering to refund that. I mean, he could have refunded all that time. Like, I'm like, how has this guy been waiting like 3 months for his battery? Like, some of you guys are like the most patient people in the world. If it was me, I'd be like screaming. I mean, some of you aren't, right? But, so yeah, I ended up refunding some of those orders. It's really hard. It's really hard. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta like it. And it's a full-time job. And so I can't like I gotta choose. Either I'm going to make videos and make projects, or I'm gonna sell stuff. I don't think I can do both. So the only way is to partner up with someone that wants. And by the way, so I am, right? I'm partnering up with Tom. He's selling batteries and stuff. I'm partnering up with some other guys with EV West to sell these things. Not just kind of gotta rework that deal. South Africa, not so many rich people as in California. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it is really expensive. It's like it would be like a rich man's, weekend car thing. I'll take the Bostons. I can wait. Well, there's no more. There's some guy that was waiting forever. So this is the Electrics. What's the Electrics? Let's see. Ooh, that's a cool one. DIY Arduino spot welder. Look at that. Yeah, and it comes with the little cables. 75 euros? That's not too bad, right? What is that, $100? Something like that? Oh, I see. So supply chain bank. Okay. eBuy links work in India. Hi, Jay. Greetings from Germany. Thanks for the inspiration. Building Powerwall myself. Finally, source is not easy. It's not so easy. Yeah, no. Get Indians on DTube is going to replace YouTube. Probably. So DTube is... It's like popular in India, or... What about Keith at Shrink and Wrap? He's got parts kits already anyways. Yeah, and he seems to like what he does, and he seems to stay on top of it, right? All I hear is praises from him. The thing about Keith is I don't know. I don't know if I have the patience to deal with him. From the little interaction that I've had with him, it hasn't gone well. So... you know what I mean? Like, he's a little... I don't know. I don't want to sound mean or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know if it would work. I'm a landscaper. I work in the hot sun all day working on electronics. On electronics is my hobby. Oh, there you go. You're a landscaper. Wow. Do you use battery-powered tools for landscaping? Because now everything's available, right? That's like, I bought my dad like a little chainsaw thing so he can cut the trees and stuff. Yeah, and it was like super cheap, like $70 or something. From Kickstarter, my hobby to... But I have the time to really mess with it anymore. Okay, so let's see. So it's so weird. It says that there's only 3 people watching. Let me see. Let me restart it here. What does it say? Oh, okay, 164. There we go. Now it's full. Where's the chat? Oh, there we go. It came back. Let's see. Brad Linder does local Philadelphia PBS radio station and Little Pudding Facebook page. He's at CES. Talk to him about next year. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I gotta start connecting with people that go to CES. Worse than midnight? No, I don't know. No, I don't, I think Keith... Keith's not. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it. I've bagged on him enough. But Doris needs to get some medicine at the store. Okay, so. No, I wouldn't say worse than Midnight. Midnight is the guy that's suing me, or he's threatened to sue me, right? He's that guy. I ain't get a spot welder on eBay established. Well, yeah, he is established. That is what we need. But you gotta like the people you work with, and I don't know if I like that guy. It's, like I said, my limited interactions with him haven't gone well. Try going through personal agency for shipping guy. I was a handyman and got bodies from them in my larger deck builds and such. I'm retired now. Yeah, but the problem with that is that, no, I'm not looking for employees, right? Because, see, an employee, you have to, like, manage them. You have to look after them, right? You have to look, you have to babysit them. And I'm not that kind of person, right? Like, I want someone... I want a partner. I need a partner. That's what I'm looking for. Someone that is going to take ownership of the thing that they're going to do, and they're going to try to do their best, and they're going to work the things and figure things out. That's really hard to come by. Like, those people usually are not, they're already busy, usually doing something for themselves or with someone else or whatever. I mean, it's not impossible. There's 20 million people here in LA. You know what I mean? Like, I can find someone. It's just I'm terrible. My social skills are kind of low, right? And so I don't have access to a lot of people other than you guys, right? And I mean, it's kind of a one-way thing because you guys know who I am, but I don't really know who you are. I mean, I know how some of you are, right? But Nate, for example, I don't even know what he looks like. I never talked to him. It's just all been online, and he sent me things, and we could probably gonna do some little bit of business here and stuff, but. Yeah, other than that, I don't really know who the guy is. 163 on mine. 173, 158. Echo 58, vote only on the Weed Eater. Oh, wait, you have an Echo. Okay, so those are the batteries that we want to do something. Those are those square boxes, right? Tom has a bunch of them. And... I'm like, these boxes are amazing. We need to figure out how to make it happen, how to make these things happen. So I think what I'm going to do is figure out how to take them apart, get rid of the bad stuff, which is the BMS board, and maybe make another BMS board, or at least a board that we can like put inside, and then hook the little whatever, the connectors or whatever, and then put that whole thing back. And even if it doesn't have a BMS per box, you can connect all these boxes in parallel and then have one main BMS, right? But those boxes are pretty cool. And I showed them in my last video. So that's what we want to do. So you use the Echo 58 only on the Weed Eater and the hitch trimmer. Everything else is gas. Oh, there you go. Yeah, what's up with the thumbs up? There's only 21 thumbs up. Oh, wait a minute. 69 thumbs up. Wow, that worked. Is there a way to get valuable material from that lithium-ion batteries? Oh, there is. There's quite a bit of. So I think the most valuable is the what is it? Is the cobalt. Right, it's got like a tiny bit of cobalt, but that's like worth like $3 or something, some crazy amount, right? And then there's aluminum, there's copper, the rest is graphite, and then just steel or whatever. Yeah, there's people are. I mean, I don't think it's easy. You have to have a bunch of it, and you do it, and there's a huge process. You melt everything, and then yeah, but there's definitely enough. People pay. What do they pay? Like I think they pay like $3 per pound or something. I think China pays like $3 per pound for dead batteries, which is about 18,650s, and they'll pay you $3, and then they do that. They melt them and stuff, and then they get obviously more than $3, right? Because it's obviously they buy cheap and they sell high or whatever. How do I give thumbs up? You just click on the thumbs up right here. Look. Oh my God, I just give myself, that was the number 80th. Just click on the little thumbs up there. I've already taken one apart. There you go. 5 steps ahead of you. That's what I was going to use on the Sony batteries. Was increase the amp hours for my tools and make an electric bike. I totally approve of that project, and I should work really hard to get you some batteries so you can do that. There you go. See, this is helpful. This is applying pressure on me. You guys are forcing me to do something I don't want to do. I don't want to keep selling stuff, but I'm gonna have to sell stuff so you guys can build stuff. I want to experiment by building a 100-watt solar panel to 18650 battery pack to heat one room at night. Any suggestions on the battery pack? Wait, so 18650, 100-watt panel. So if you have 5, you need at least 500 watt hours. So you want to heat a room. So how do you heat a room? So you need to use a heater. I mean, yeah, so you'd have to do, like, have an inverter, or if you have like a 12-volt heater or like a 24-volt heater, maybe you can use it. There's a bunch of ways you can go about it, but I'd say, yeah. So a 100-watt panel, so it's 500, right? So it would be like what? Like, so 4 of these like hoverboard batteries would get charged in a day with the 100-watt panel, right? So you could use that, and then, oh yeah, so you could use that little green. So I would use that little green solar charge controller that you can go up high. So then I would use like, so that's 3672, right? So maybe you can try that, like have 2 in series of those hoverboard batteries, right? So there's a 20S, and then you basically do the 72 volts because the little green solar charge controller allows you to do that. And then you can just connect like one of these heaters that are resistive, and then just connect it directly, and then see how that does. And if that's not a high enough voltage, then you put a third one. So maybe you do 3, so then you're 30 cells in series, and then you're up at exactly 111 volts nominal. But the problem is that that little solar charge controller won't go up to that. I think it only goes up to like 90 volts. So yeah, that wouldn't work. You just have to figure out if at 90 volts a heater would work, right? And you do it just by putting a battery together and then trying it. Because those heaters don't care if you have a AC or DC. So that's one way to doing it, you know, kind of simple, where like you don't have an inverter. Another way would just be to connect an inverter and then convert the DC voltage into AC, and then connect the, you know, the heater directly into a inverter. Inverter and a heat pump. There you go. There are 12 volt heating elements. There's hundreds of folks crafting up all kinds of battery projects all over YouTube. What makes so awesome is you can actually provide the parts to make it happen. Well, yeah, most of the time. It's just whenever I'm not involved. You're the guy in the business looking to come and do it with the good stuff. Let the annoying daily business crap get you down. Yeah, so yeah, that's yeah, there's a few kinks on the road right now, but yeah, we're gonna work those out. You know, and by the way, this is just for this one deal, right? Like, I've had a thing going on with Tom for a long time. We sold like 75,000 of those stupid hoverboard batteries. You know what I mean? Like, there's cars that have them. There's Powerwalls. There's like everything. E-bikes. There's everything that has them. Right? And then not only that, but I mean, there's all kinds of other batteries that we've sold. So the you know, the hiccup here is just for this one deal here. and I was trying to, get in and do more, be a little bit more involved because there's a little bit more money, but it's just I'm not ready. The extra work that's involved and the extra, headache, it's just not worth it. I'm not ready to handle that, and I don't have the person to handle that, so it sucks. Tom told me when Jehu would be in Bensonham. Wait, what? What happened? What's a best? Oh my God! How come my eyes are? What? All of a sudden I can't read. 1 gallon of propane will yield you 100,000 BTUs respectively. Yeah, there's no beating gas and gasoline and diesel. Diesel is like the best to like heat up, hold. Yeah. I must not be on Tom's super secret mailing list. I'm not either. Well, how do you get into that list? Yeah, well, it is. Electric is a bad way. I mean, it's just not that efficient. Actually, no, it's just not that it's not that efficient. I think is that gas has so much energy in it that it doesn't seem like you're wasting a lot of energy, but it's the same energy you're using to heat up. It's just so much easier to like, burn something and create that heat. Why don't you just focus on selling higher quantity boxes then and let other people decide how they want to split them up? Yeah, so I did try that, right? So for a while now, for like a week or whatever, 2 weeks, I was just selling I took down the 30s and the 50s, so I wouldn't have to deal with them. But even those became a problem when there was a couple of weeks that I was waiting for labels, and then, this last batch, one of them has a mistake, an error, and then, you kind of realize that, like, I think almost every batch has some error because there's all kinds of errors. So it's just too much. And like I said, I just don't want to lose money. I mean, I don't like not making money. I just don't want to lose money. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, oh my God, once I fix all these problems, hopefully I break even. So that's why I'm putting a stop to it right now. Because if I keep selling stuff, maybe there's going to be more mistakes and then it's going to start costing me money. So I don't want that, right? I don't want to work and pay money to work. Where I could just be making videos and I could actually be generating a little bit of income, If I'm building a 48 volt with your boards, 25 boards each, I need the XT60 on only one? Huh. Well, no, I mean, you don't need an XT60. That's just one way to connect to the boards. You could also connect it straight to the posts with, like, with these guys, with ring terminals and stuff. So yeah, you could do it a bunch of ways. They're like Legos. You have choices there. Not everyone needs 200 cells. Yeah, totally. I totally get that. And that's why I broke them down into smaller batches or whatever originally. Do you believe EV conversions will be popular in the future? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a niche like thing. I think rich people that want to use like classic cars and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be like a widely implemented thing, right? It's just too much engineering, right? And just think about like cars that are production and stuff. It's like they do the engineering once and then they just run the production line. Where I guess it would be the same. It could potentially be the same with electric cars, but not really because, there's no reason to be like converting the same car over and over. Unless there's some like legislation that passes. all cars, all gas cars or, ICE cars are illegal. Then all of a sudden you have like whole batches of like identical cars that are illegal now. So they have to do, you have to do something about it. But I don't think that will happen, at least not in meaningful ways for that to take off. So for the most part, converting cars is going to be like a custom thing, like a one-off or 2 or 3 or whatever. EV West has like those parts that are kind of like universal now for like, Volkswagens and other cars, and mostly Volkswagens really. Yeah, I think they're gonna be a niche thing. 1 kilowatt is equal to 3,400 BTUs. That was kind of my point. Cost of storage of raw energy is concern. If you want the heat green, you should look into geothermal. Yeah, definitely. It's just, there's a ton of energy in fossil fuels, gas and electric. It's so easy to just light it up and all that energy is being released. What's the problem with the shipping? How come it's so hard to ship? Is it because they're lithium batteries? Yeah, so there's that, right? You need to have the right account to do it. Then you have to have the right rates to do it. And then, and that's hard, and I don't have access to that account. My partner set it up, and he has control of that account, so I don't have control. So I can't be like, oh, you didn't get your batteries? Let me print a label. What's your address? I have access to the thing right here, right? But I don't. I could have been like shipping all these boxes. I'm like, oh, you're missing a thing. Let me ship you another box of it. I don't have access to it, and I've asked for access, but for some reason he didn't grant it to me. I don't know if he doesn't want to give it up because it took him a lot of work to set it up. Either way, all I was left with is like, hey, can you print labels for these orders? Here's a list of orders that we need to ship extra batteries because we shipped the wrong ones, whatever. It just wasn't happening. I don't think he's got the time. I don't think he's got the motivation. Whatever it is the problem, right? So now I have to rely on someone else, to rely on EV West to do that. And I don't see why that would be a problem, except that their rates are going to be higher. So that's the only thing. So do you still have pallets of VTC6s sitting around and need to sell, or do you somewhere else if you don't sell them? Or did they go? No, they're still there. There's pallets. Not only that, there's like another shipment that was going to be coming in. I don't know if that's still going to happen because they weren't moving as fast, right? So there's so many problems that I'm hesitant now to like promote these batteries, right? Because I'm like, there's a ton of problems with the one little video. And by the way, that video didn't like go crazy. It was like 30,000 views or whatever, right? Had it been one of those ones that had like 100,000 views or whatever. Oh, hold on. Let me take a quick break here to answer. Let's talk about the EV West M3.
I'm Michael Breen with EV West, and 7 years ago we started our little electric car speed shop so we could help people make classic cars go faster. At the time we were looking around for venues, and there wasn't a lot available to electric cars, and we came across Pikes Peak, and they actually had a class. And we ended up building the car, purpose-built for Pikes Peak. We ran the race in 2012. We ended ended up setting a record for the fastest street legal electric car to go up the hill.
Now the car that Michael is talking about is the famous M3.
342 horsepower and 850.4 pound-feet of torque.
A few years later, I saw it. Main video. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry about that. I had to answer. Crystal, my wife, was calling. She needed to talk to me. They have a diesel hot air 12-volt heater for less than 200. You can use biodiesel for cleaner exhaust. Yeah. Yeah, there's also a ton of EV conversions on like production cars. And I mean, look at this. There's like, wasn't there like 1,000 Teslas a week? That's how they were averaging out this week, this last quarter. Something pretty crazy. I think this year Tesla put out almost enough cars to match all of their previous years, right? So it's exponential. It's like an S curve. It's like crazy. So there's a ton of them coming up. This next year is going to be crazy for electric cars, right? Like they're going to be everywhere. And so, yeah, who's going to be converting cars other than if you have a beloved, whatever, classic car, Mustang or a Model T or whatever, some crazy minivan like mine, right? Let's see. Heat barrel of water during the day and we'll keep a small room warm overnight. Yeah, that's true. You guys, all you guys saw what the Electrodacus guy is doing, right? Dacian. He built his slab and he just used wire. What kind of wire? I think it was just like regular wire. I don't think it was. Yeah, I think it was I don't know if it was braided or like solid core wire, but it was just regular wire. And he ran it across his slab before he poured it. And then he poured the slab. And then what he does during the day is that he has his solar panels. And he's got that little controller, right? With the little thing. And that energy then that goes to heat those wires. It's like a resistive heater, right? Because it's just basically it's like a short, right? But it's so long that it just generates heat. The wire just gets hot. And so he can store, what did he say? He can store 100 kilowatt hours. 100 kilowatt hours in his floor, in his slab. And it'll last like 3 days. It only loses, I don't remember what, but it was like 1 or 2 degrees, I think, per day. Right? And so he lives in Canada. It's like super cold over there. And he entirely heats his house using solar. I think he's got like a 10 kilowatt solar array on top of his house. And his house is kind of small. It's not that big. But it's, it's usually frozen there half the year. He's like way high up there. So you could totally do it. It's just you have to build the right system and, you have to do it. Let's see. Hope your lost cells have not been in one of the 270 containers a ship lost last week in the North Sea. Oh, what? 270 containers? No, I don't have any cells coming from China right now, so it's a good thing. Are you planning to arrange group buys again, looking for batteries? Maybe. It's technically not a group buy. Like, those cells are already here. They're like in EV West, about 90 miles away from me, right? We were group buying cells from China, right? But then we ran into problems, so we were going to go over there and meet them, meet the factory workers or whatever, because they weren't meeting their quality standards, right? they kind of get sloppy. Like, you know, first batch is nice and pretty and stuff, and then the second they start getting all like, they pay less attention, right? So then you're like, no, this is not gonna work. And it's dumb because they, I don't know, you'd think they would figure like, oh, if they keep shipping a quality product, we just keep buying it. But if you don't, then let's stop. Like, you're like, oh no, we'll try something else. And that's exactly what happened here. But I don't know, you know. I don't know. I think eventually I will end up going to China and, you know, finding out, you know, how to get some batteries or something. Or just, you know, hook up with someone else that is bringing batteries already into the country and stuff. We have a couple of Japanese mini trucks at the farm that died. I'm thinking about converting one to an EV. Do it. It's going to be some money, but you should do it. To only 124 BTU per gallon of gasoline. Yeah, diesel has a lot of them. That's why they use those diesel heaters on to heat up, like, you know, orange groves and stuff. Times 52. Okay, 8 more minutes and then we call it quits, guys. But Tesla isn't selling enough cars recently to make a profit, so they dropped the price on some Model S's. Another 2,000 to remote sales. Saw a drone shot of the Tesla. What's the SJ? The Do you play PUBG? No, I don't. I'm not a gamer. I don't know. I used to play Halo back in the days, and it was pretty addictive. I'd spent many a night, all night, playing, and then having to like, oh my god, I gotta go to work now. So yeah, it probably wouldn't be a good thing if I got into, you know, playing that. If my motor is 48 volts, 2.5 kilowatt, I'm packing my battery 74 volts nominal, 35 amp hours. What is help me increase the speed or range? Let me know that, please. Wait, so what is going to help me increase speed or range? 48 volts. So anyway, yeah. So if you have a higher voltage, is going to help you the speed. The range is yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of related, right? Because if you're going at higher speed, you're probably using more energy. But I think higher voltage is usually higher performance, so it gives you more power. Where capacity of the battery is going to give you more range. That's just how it works. Tesla did 1,000 deliveries per day. 1,000 deliveries. Oh, per day, not per week. Did I say week? Per day, right? I can't pour concrete like that manufactured at home. Yeah, but you could put like a layer or something. Well, no, I think the thing is, yeah, that the slab holds it because it's a solid mass, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, so you'd have to do it on a slab kind of thing in order to work. Best game ever. Halo, yeah. Remember the LAN parties and the thing? My heat is in my ceiling with a wire coil, like what you're saying, and it feels great, like the sun beating down hidden surfaces instead of air. It'll evaporate you if you turn it up and fall asleep. Yeah, so I kind of changed that. I have central heating, but stinks, and it gives us a headache the first time I turned it on this year. So I thought, like, this year I want to turn it on. So we went and got these parabolic, you know, radiating, and it's cool. I like it in some ways. In some ways, I don't like it as much because it kind of tends to like throw my body into this like weird thing where my head is hot and the rest of my body's cold. My ears are like burning, and you know, it's kind of a weird thing. Oh, Halo for the win. There we go. There's a lot of Halo players over here. You know what's so weird? We could still play it. Why couldn't we play it? Just because there's new games doesn't mean that you can't play the classic one. Of course, there's probably a lot better now, right? But not really. I mean, that was, I don't know. Like, I'm not used to the new game, so if I picked it up right now and a new TV and a new thing, Xbox or whatever, and I'll be like, oh my god, this is just as great as it was. You know, for kids, it'd be like, oh, this thing looks terrible. The graphics look terrible. But, you know, for me, how many 18650s to back up a pallet? A pellet stove? Back up a pellet stove? I don't know. How has your solar roof held up? It's been great. Yeah, it's been great. Like, I haven't literally looked at the numbers, but yeah, I'm on track to, like, yeah, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna create. Was this the first year? Yeah, it's gonna create about $600 this year, right? If it didn't already, I think it's been a year already. I don't know. I have to look into the thing there. But yeah, it just kind of works. You just forget that you're there. You kind of every once in a while go and look at the thing. That's the simplest way of running a solar system, right? So now I'm gonna try and do the battery solar stuff, and that's gonna be a little bit more, you know. I just don't know. There's so many ways to go about it, and there's legit ways, and there's the hack ways, and I'm always more attracted to the hack ways, right? Of using things that are not designed to be like that, but they're cheaper, and you find a way to like use it and stuff. It's just more fun if you can figure it out than just like to buy a thing and then use it the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, what's the fun in that? Yeah, I think this is the year that I do something. You know what I mean? Like that we put a power wall here and like a large one and run a thing. Try to rewire some stuff. It's just the thing is, I don't want to do too much work for this house because it's not mine. So that's the problem. Jay, my house has dual energy rate utility bills at 4.C when it's above 12C and 25C when it's below. I'm thinking of a device I can charge when it's warmer out and exhaust when cold. Yeah, that would work. It's kind of the same thing as we have here. We have a dual rate. During the day, it's one rate, and at night, it's another one. Check out the hundreds of thousands of VW Dieselgate cars sitting in the parking lots around this country and around the world. Yeah, but who owns those cars? Doesn't VW own them? And they don't want to sell them. I don't think they're like allowed to sell them. And they're like, yeah, I think, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Yeah, it would be great if someone took it upon themselves to develop the business, plan to convert those cars, because it would be a shame to crush them. It would be a shame to ship them somewhere else in the world and then have them use it, because they're still polluting, and they're polluting like 20 times more than regular cars, right? So, yeah. The spec sheet on the batteries you're selling says you can charge them below 32 degrees. I don't think so. Below 32 degrees? Yeah, I don't think so. You'll have to link that, because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I doubt it. Do you have gas central heat? If so, headaches indicate carbon monoxide. Do. Yeah, so I think that's probably why. There's probably a leak somewhere. And so I was like, nah, I don't want to kill the brain cells, or, even worse, go to sleep and not wake up. So I was like, I'm not turning that thing on this year. Reds versus Blue Rooster Teeth. All right, guys, so it's 10 o'clock. I'd say we call it quits here. If I have these batteries available for sale this next week, I'll make an announcement so that all you guys that are waiting for cells and that, or you had bought cells and I refunded you, then we can kind of keep going and do the thing, right? If not, you know, I guess you'll see my other videos that I'll do. I'm gonna start messing around with that other battery. I think I'm gonna do that one first. It's the leaf modules. If you are not familiar with leaf modules, so then I think you're gonna like this video. I'll test one. I'll show you how to put them together into a simple pack, and you know where to buy them and stuff. And then what the future systems are gonna look like, or the near future things. And so then, yeah, and then I'll do the Tom stuff, the cells. We're gonna be doing some 12-volt stuff in the RV. It's like we're doing a big battery thing with handles and stuff. It's gonna be good. And then I have the update to this thing. If you guys want to do a solar generator, right? And then after that, I'm gonna get back into my PCB thing. This time, hopefully, it's gonna be finished. At least, finish in a way that I can make battery packs more easily, and then start putting them in boxes, screw them into the wall, and yeah, I'll clear that thing out over here. We'll put a box there, and we'll start putting batteries, and then we'll connect an inverter there, and then yeah. That's what we will do. So all that stuff is coming up. This is going to be a good year. The 26650 boards, yeah, those are coming up too. And we just have to figure out, Nate, what we're going to do, if you're going to sell them or... Cause Tom didn't seem too excited after a while, right? So, but there's going to be a ton of demand for them because he's got those 30,000 cells, and those cells are good. So... yeah, we'll figure something out, because if I use them on my video, there's going to be a ton of people that are going to want them. So we'll just have to get together and hash it out. Hash it out. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for your understanding. Yeah, and we'll have a better year this year, all right? We'll kill it this year. Hit 1 million, do a bunch of projects. You guys are going to be building a bunch of stuff, sell you a bunch of batteries. It's going to be good. All right. Till then, we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Let's talk about the EV West M3.
I'm Michael Bream with EV West, and 7 years ago we started our little electric car speed shop so we could help people make classic cars go faster. At the time we were looking around for venues, and there wasn't a lot available to electric cars, and we came across Pikes Peak, and they actually had a class. And we ended up building the car, purpose-built for Pikes Peak. We ran the race in 2012. We ended up setting a record for the fastest street-legal electric car to go up the hill.
Now, the car that Michael is talking about is the famous M3.
342 horsepower and 850.4 pound-feet of torque.
A few years later, I saw it. Right, let's do it. I think they're outside. Come on, batteries. Remember last year, there was an EV company bankruptcy and we were able to group buy one whole pallet of brand new in-factory packaging made in Korea. LG 18650 cells? Well, this year we got 10 pallets. So this deal is pretty similar to last year's in that a very popular EV company went bankrupt. Luckily, EV West was able to secure such large inventory of some of the best 18650s you can currently buy. More than 150,000 of Panasonic 18650 BDs rated at 3200 milliamp hours and BTC 6s rated at 3000 milliamp hours with a 15 amp continuous rating.